What's good, YouTube? Today we got the 10 most disturbing cases caught on CCTV by the channel Nightmare Feelings. I'm not gonna waste no time. If you watching this at nighttime before y'all go to sleep, make sure all the lights is off. Not on no freaky-ish, but I'm just saying so we can get the real feeling of the video. Because we might hear something that might make y'all stay up or make y'all might want to hide underneath the covers. I'm on the good side because I'm recording this in the daytime right now. So I'm good. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Let's see what's going on though. Let's tap in. Hopefully y'all don't get too scared, dog. Hopefully y'all don't get too scared. Some of y'all might be scaredy cats. I'm built for this type of stuff.
People are really going out of control these days. A man walks into a store, argues over a bottle of iced tea, then pulls out a gun and fires at the cashier who isn't even holding a gun, just a pipe. And you have to ask, what was he trying to prove? Trying to act like a gangster, when really it just looks like weakness. After that, he calmly picks up his drink and walks out. No panic, no rush, but that's not even the worst part. Because minutes later, police followed him home and found something that had been there for weeks. These are 10 most disturbing cases solved by CCTV. A simple food complaint turned into a violent threat that lasted over 2 minutes, all caught clearly on CCTV. No complex motive, no long build-up, just a wrong order and a reaction that escalated far beyond control. How does something so small spiral into something that serious? A young man walked into a chicken shop in South London in the name of Marwan Qadir and questioned an employee about his order. The issue seemed minor. He believed the sauces in his bag were wrong and that his chips were missing. The worker responded, and for a moment it looked like a normal disagreement between a customer and staff. Frustrating, but common.
How many garlic did you put there?
Sauce plus 90p.
How many garlic sauce did you put in the bag?
No, 4.
4 garlic sauce. How many
3.
You about to crash out over a garlic sauce, bro? Please tell me that's cop.
Okay. Thank you.
What was that? Did you get the chicken? Chips?
Not chip.
I understand for chips.
With 3 legs, 1 drink.
3 chicken legs and chips.
Yeah, you getting angry now.
Then he left.
Calm down,
what
bro.
happened next is where the situation begins to shift. CCTV later showed Qadir back at his home, pacing, gesturing, and still visibly angry about the order. Instead of letting it go, the frustration stayed with him. It was built. That detail matters, because it shows this was not a split-second reaction. He had time to cool down, but chose not to, and then he went back. When Qadir returned to the...
It's not that deep. I never been to London, but honestly, I'll go without the sauce. You going right back up there because he didn't put the right sauce in your bag or he didn't give you enough? A lot of people, they just be like, I don't even know what to say because I done dealt with this before. Damn, they're doing DoorDash. Like, I do DoorDash. I go to Taco Bell to pick up an order, right? I take it to the customer house. The customer leaves a review and says that I got the order wrong or something like that. That's not on me. That's the store. Like, people be mad for real. Like, they be about to cuss you out, about to crash out, like how he doing, just because they didn't get the order right. That right there just shows you that certain foods, they really do have a lot of, I don't even know if I can say it on here, bro, but if you know and you tapped in, you know what I mean. Because how does a garlic butter sauce make you want to crash out?
His tone had changed.
It's not that deep.
He was louder,
It's really not
more
that
aggressive, and far more confrontational. He called the worker forward, demanding answers, repeating his complaint about the sauces and chips. The situation quickly moved from verbal frustration to physical pressure. He attempted to force the interaction beyond the counter, pushing boundaries that should not have been crossed.
What's not coming? Why you give me 4 Pegasus? I asked for 3 jobs like I'm 3 million.
Huh?
I asked for 3 jobs like I'm 3 million. You gave me 4 Pegasus.
Where?
Bro, he is
I asked for 3
mad, bro.
jobs. I'm 3 million. What do you mean no? I asked you for 3 jobs.
Hey, I thought you were looking for.
Calm down,
Then
bro.
came
It's
the
not that
moment
deep.
that turned everything. Kadir pulled out what appeared to be a real firearm. He handled it in a way that suggested it was ready to be used and shouted threats toward the employee, saying he would kill him. At that moment, there was no way for the worker to know it was not real. The fear was immediate and genuine. A confined workspace, no clear escape, and a weapon pointed in your direction. What would you do?
Unbelievable.
The threat continued, and the worker was also
Unbelievable.
assaulted during the encounter. The entire incident lasted more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes may not sound long, but in a situation like that, it is more than enough
Yeah,
time
2
for fear
minutes.
to
2
take over
minutes is a
completely.
long
What
time.
makes this case even more unsettling is how unnecessary it all was. This was not about
Insane.
money, revenge, or survival. It started over a takeaway order, a disagreement that could have ended in seconds, instead turned into a serious criminal offense. But the same environment that made the situation dangerous also ensured it would not go unanswered. CCTV inside the shop captured the confrontation clearly. Investigators were able to track Kadir's actions, his appearance, and his behavior without relying on conflicting witness accounts. From there, police combined surveillance footage
Moving
with financial
goofy over
tracking and local
food.
checks carried out between Christmas and New Year's Day. Piece by piece, the identity of the suspect became clear.
And then you had the camera inside your house. So you already cooked yourself inside the air fryer before they even knew, or before you even knew. He didn't think at all. You crashed out over food, over garlic sauce and mayo and chicken chips or something like that. Like, bro, you crashed out bad. Like, he didn't think at all, bro.
Second,
It's not that deep for
2025
me.
armed
It's
officers
really
arrested
not.
Kadir. During the arrest, police recovered the imitation firearm used in the incident, along with fake ammunition. That discovery confirmed what the worker had experienced was not an exaggeration. The threat had been real in every way that mattered in that moment. In court, the seriousness of the incident was reflected in the outcome. Kadir was sentenced to 3 years in prison. This case stands out because of how quickly
Hopefully
things
you learn
escalated
from that,
and how
dog.
avoidable it all was. A wrong order led to anger. The
Food.
anger led to a return. The return led to a threat that changed everything. And without CCTV, it could have easily been dismissed as just another argument. Instead, every second was recorded,
That's facts.
every action
That's
preserved,
facts.
and every decision traced back to one simple question: was it really worth it? Before we continue,
Absolutely
do you
not.
remember we set a goal to hit 250,000 subscribers by April? Well, we didn't fully get there, but we crossed 230,000 plus.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm
Shout
just
out to
grateful.
Nightmare Feelings,
That
man.
kind of growth
Shout
doesn't
out.
happen without every single one of you watching right now.
I like the videos
So
already
now
too.
we're setting.
By the way, Nightmare Feelings, if you come across this, I love the video already, dog. This is my first time reacting to it with my audience and my viewers. So I appreciate you for posting these type of videos for people to see and for people to see how crazy people is for real. A lot of people, they crash out over the most simplest and the most pettiest things, bro. So shout out to Nightmare Feelings, dog.
Goal, a bigger
I'm
one.
gonna do a lot more of this
300,000
for sure.
subscribers before October 2026. Yeah, it's a big goal. But this time we've got time.
You gotta
And
shoot
more
for the
importantly,
stars.
I trust you and this community that we've built. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, this is your moment. Let's make this happen together. Now, back to the video. On May 11th, 2022, a quiet neighborhood in Austin, Texas, turned into a crime scene that made no sense at first glance. A woman called 911 after walking into her home and finding her friend on the bathroom floor, unresponsive, with blood surrounding her. That friend was 25-year-old Mariah Wilson, a professional cyclist in town for a race. By the time officers arrived, there was nothing they could do. At first, investigators leaned toward a robbery. Mariah had been traveling with a high-value racing bike worth thousands of dollars, and it was missing from the house. That seemed like a clear motive. But almost immediately, something felt off. There were no signs of forced entry, no signs of struggle beyond the immediate area, and the scene did not match the chaos of a rushed theft. Then everything shifted. Officers searched nearby and found the missing bike dumped in the woods, not hidden carefully, not taken for profit,
Yeah,
just
see,
abandoned.
somebody did that for
That single
sure.
detail changed the
For
entire
sure.
direction of the case. Whoever did this did not want the bike. They wanted the police to believe they did. It was staged. Now the question became simple. If not robbery, then why? Investigators turned to the last person who saw Mariah alive. That person was Colin Strickland, a fellow cyclist and someone she had been spending time with. He had dropped her off shortly before the incident. Initially, he was just a person of interest. But that changed when officers noticed something critical parked outside his home. A black Jeep. The same type of vehicle was captured on nearby CCTV driving toward Mariah's location just before the shooting. Suddenly, Colin became central to the investigation. But as detectives worked through his timeline, everything checked out. Phone data, messages, and location tracking all placed him away from the scene when the crime occurred. He was cleared, but the Jeep was not his. It belonged to Caitlin Armstrong, Colin's girlfriend. That discovery shifted.
See, that's everything you need to know right there. That's everything that we need to know right there. He has something to do with it. It's always the person that sees you last. I don't know if y'all ever realized that, but it's always like that when I be watching a lot of crime videos, a lot of body cam footages, a lot of, ID when they come down to like the TV shows. A lot of y'all might be too young. A lot of y'all might know about that. First 48, like I hear a lot about, it's always the last person that they was currently hanging around that has something to do with that.
Case from a possible robbery to something far more personal.
That says everything.
Investigators
right there.
uncovered that Colin and Mariah had been involved during a brief breakup, and even after reconciling with Caitlin, he remained in contact with Mariah. That introduced a motive rooted in jealousy, not money. Then the evidence started to align. CCTV footage showed a black Jeep moving through the area at the exact time Mariah returned home. At the same time, Caitlin's phone went dark. She had turned it off, likely believing it would hide her movements. Instead, it created a gap that stood out. When combined with surveillance footage, that gap placed her directly near the scene. Then came the moment that confirmed everything. A neighbor's camera captured audio. A brief moment of distress, followed by silence. It happened minutes after Colin had already left, which meant only one person remained unaccounted for, Caitlin.
And she's the person that's inside the house too. So that's already
Investigators moved
suspicious.
Quickly, but by the time they were ready to make an arrest, she was gone. She had fled the country using a fraudulent passport, leaving Austin before the case fully closed in on her. That decision removed any remaining doubt. She was eventually located in Costa Rica, living under a new identity. But even then, she made a
tried
mistake.
To get away.
She responded to a social media post looking for a yoga instructor, not realizing it was part of a coordinated effort to find her. That response led directly to her arrest. She was brought back to the United States, where the full case was laid out. Surveillance footage, vehicle...
You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. And it could be for 2 months, 3 months, maybe up to a year. But they gonna find you eventually, though. That's one thing I had to realize, that it don't matter how much or how long you've been dodging the cops or whatever the case may be, they gonna find you eventually, bro. They gonna find you. You can go all the way to Dubai, shave your whole head off, have a whole different look, a new identity and everything, and they still would be able to find you. That's how crazy it is. So yeah, you can run, but you can't hide.
And ballistic evidence all pointed in the same direction. On November 16th, 2023, Caitlin Armstrong was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to 90 years in prison. What started as a staged robbery ended as something far more calculated.
90.
A targeted act hidden behind a false narrative that slowly fell apart. Because no matter how carefully something is planned, one mistake is always
premeditated
enough.
Too. I'm pretty sure
A
they
young
added
woman
that on
walking
there.
home became the center of a brutal, unplanned attack, captured piece by piece through CCTV and forensic evidence. No warning, no connection, just a random encounter that spiraled into something unthinkable. How does someone vanish within minutes on a familiar route while still on a phone call? On January 16th,
Yeah,
2019,
that is weird.
21-year-old Aya Misarwe stepped off a tram in
So,
Melbourne, close to midnight. Cameras near the stop showed her walking calmly, phone to her ear, speaking with her sister. It was a routine she trusted, a short walk through a quiet area she had taken before. Nothing in those frames suggested danger, but something was already moving in the background. Minutes into the call, everything changed. Her sister heard a sudden shift, a scream, then struggle, then silence. The phone dropped, and all that remained was the sound of passing cars. What happened in those few minutes? And why her? By morning, the answer began to surface. A passerby noticed something in nearby bushes. Police arrived and quickly confirmed it was Aya. The scene told a chaotic
what
story.
happened?
Personal items scattered, clear signs of a struggle, and an attempt to destroy evidence that failed. Whoever did this had acted fast, but not carefully enough. Investigators immediately turned to surveillance. Cameras near the tram stop confirmed Aya's path, but more importantly, they revealed someone else, a man lingering, moving without direction, watching. He wore a baseball cap, one that would soon be recovered near the scene. Coincidence or intent, forensics filled in what cameras could not. A metal pipe, blood traces, clothing, and even skin evidence pointed to a violent struggle. Aya fought back, leaving behind critical clues.
See, and it's always a weirdo. That's why I tell my mama, I tell my sisters, I tell any woman that's around me, make sure you keep your head on a swivel out here. It's a lot of weirdos out here running around thinking that they can just get away with this shit. A lot of weirdos. So if I got ladies watching this right now, make sure y'all stay protected. Keep y'all eyes peeled. Watch your surroundings. Be aware. Because these are weirdos that are everywhere. I mean, you can be going to an amusement park and could be a weirdo out there. Like, weirdos are damn near in any location, I feel like. And I feel like you got to be aware of that because
Aya was extracted from multiple items, building a profile of someone who had made several mistakes. But who was he, and how close was he already? 2 days later, the investigation moved quickly. DNA from the scene matched a man found sitting quietly in a public park. Cody Herman, 20 years old,
he was
was
watching her
arrested
that
without
whole time.
resistance. CCTV placed him in the area, wandering before the attack. The same aimless movement now looked different. Was he searching, or waiting for opportunity? During questioning, he denied involvement, but the evidence did not bend. DNA matched across multiple points, linking him directly to the crime. Investigators found no connection between him and Aya. No messages, no history, no overlap. This was not planned
That's
around
even
her.
worse.
It was something else entirely. As the timeline became clearer, the randomness of the attack stood out. Aya was still on the phone when he approached from behind. Within moments, the situation escalated beyond control. The entire incident unfolded in under 15 minutes. 15 minutes that would later be reconstructed through
15
footage,
minutes.
forensic detail, and silence left behind on a call. The case raised a difficult question. If one small detail had changed, a delayed tram, a different route, would the outcome be different? Or was this moment always going to find someone? On October 29,
I feel like he was going to choose somebody regardless. He was going to choose somebody regardless. He probably was just feeling some type of way that day, just feeling like a weirdo. And if you felt like that, he always felt like that. He just decided, I guess, to pick one person and do stuff like that. I'm going to do a part 2, so I'm going to catch y'all in the next one.